What's up, everyone? My name is Morcie, and if you're new to this channel, I help others have a shift in consciousness and heal themselves. And today, we will be discussing 3 signs that you are improving your relationships with negative thoughts. So, if you're in your free time, you are working on improving your relationship with thought, this is a sign. These are signs that show, hey, you know what? I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I need to do to allow myself to live in a sense of peace in this world, in this mind. Now, before we begin, I would like to share with you all that I have opened up applications for one-on-one coaching. This is an awesome opportunity to work with me on a personal level. And if you enjoyed any of the topics that I shared on my channel, if you enjoy the topic of observing the mind and you really want to implement these things more into your life, be sure to fill out that coaching application. Spots are limited, so go ahead and do that as soon as you can. Now, 3 signs that show that you are improving your relationship with negative thoughts. Number 1, your thoughts are fading away. Your thoughts have less effect on you. Little to no effect on you. They're fading away. They're going off into the abyss, back into the collective consciousness, somewhere that is not here. The idea of observing thought is not to stay stuck on it, right? Because the whole point of observing thought is to detach, not attach to it. When you give it your awareness, it fades away. Okay? It fades away. And so by it fading away, that gives you an opportunity to see this present moment in a new perspective. When thoughts fade away, it doesn't mean you forgot what you were thinking. It means that you're allowing yourself to be in a space where you can choose. Oftentimes when we are too attached, we are unconsciously making choices. So that's why within the mind, it feels like a mental prison. It feels like we're chained by thought because we're not consciously making a choice. So when you notice that your thoughts are fading away, you're improving because you are giving it your attention. You're saying, I see you. And they're like, whoop, fades away. Oftentimes, thoughts feel like attacks. They feel like attacks in our mind. That's the whole part of it. Once you start to get that feeling, that emotion, right? Emotions, they're a mirror of thoughts within the body. They are a form of thought within the body. Whenever you start to feel that, sometimes we don't notice the thought, but if you start to feel it, be sure to step back, right? You step back, you give it space. The thoughts fade away, the emotions subside. When your thoughts are fading away, this is showing that you're not personalizing the thoughts. You are not internalizing emotions, but you are there in a neutral position, aware that you are the observer, aware that you are awareness. You're in a position where you can actually feel your presence. No matter what's going around you, no matter your life situation, you feel your presence. And you recognize that you are not thought. You're beyond thought. Number 2, the 3rd sign that you are improving your relationship with negative thoughts is that you're not getting frustrated when you find yourself overthinking. You're not getting frustrated when you recognize that you're attaching to thought. The whole point of improving the relationship with thought is we're not getting rid of thought, right? Thought's gonna be here. Thought is a part of the human experience. The whole point is to say, hey, I want to see you better. I want to see you in another perspective. I don't want to take you so seriously, right? So now, in this case, you're less attached. In the point before, you're less affected by thought. In this right here, in this point, you're less attached because you're not phased. You're saying, oh, yep, there I go. I was overthinking. I'm gonna let it go, and I'm back in the present moment. What matters most is that you're returning back to the present moment, right? So now you feel a sense of peace. Now you realize that, hey, the thoughts are there, but they don't have power over me because I know I could just return back. I know that I don't have to get frustrated because I'm overthinking. Overthinking is a part of life. I have that tendency. That's why I have a passion to share about this topic of observing the mind, the topic of observing thoughts fade away. Thoughts keep me up at night as well, and one of the most powerful things is letting go. Your thoughts are keeping you up at night? Well, agree with the present moment and say, there they are. Let it go. And when you let go of the fact that you're overthinking, right? When you let go of that, you actually do start falling asleep because you're not attached to an end goal. You don't have the expectation of wanting something to turn out a certain way, right? You're not attached to a desired outcome. You are in agreement with the present moment. Agreeing with the present moment is, all right, I'm laying in bed. I want to fall asleep. I know I have to wake up early in the morning. I know I have a full day ahead of me, but you know what? In this moment matters the most, and I'm overthinking at the moment, but I'm gonna let it go. And you're there, and you allow yourself to be there. You allow yourself to relax without feeling the need to strive to reach a certain goal, but you're just there. And you're not frustrated. There's no sense of emotion making you upset because you're not where you want to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, in the present moment, right? In the present moment. So you recognize, right? You're not getting upset. You feel a sense of peace. And that sense of peace is subtle. Someone mentioned to me, I loved what they said. They said that, when we are referring to the nature of reality or the universe, sometimes whatever we say is too much or too little. And that's true, right? Whenever someone, a spiritual teacher that you enjoy or a YouTuber or, something that I may say, right? All anyone is ever doing is pointing in the direction, right? Only you on a personal level can experience that. Only I on a personal level can experience it. There are no words to truly express the nature of reality. We can only point to it. We can only kind of go around it. So if I mention a sense of peace, right, it could be very subtle. And when you hone in on that subtle peace, it becomes more and more aware. It becomes more and more a part of you, and it becomes more and more a part of your state of being. So drop your expectation to think that it's this huge viral moment where everything's life-changing. No, our transformation is slow, is progressive, and it's gradual and progressive. It's slow and incremental. So be there in that moment and don't get frustrated. Accept, allow. Number 3, the last sign that you are improving your relationship with negative thoughts is that you are aware of your negative thought cycles, right? Now you are aware. You have observed the mind. You haven't been frustrated. You're like, whatever, I'm thinking. Thinking's a part of life. Now you're aware. You're like, you know what? I know at this time, I usually attach the thought a little bit more than this time. When I'm around these type of people or these people, usually I get a little bit more frustrated, right? For me, for example, towards the end of the day, I tend to have more of a challenge with thought. Why? I'm a bit more fatigued from the day, from everything that went on. And, like I said before, thoughts feel like attacks. And sometimes because I have less of that, physical energy towards the end of the day, thoughts tend to get to me. So I remind myself at night, don't take these thoughts seriously. Do not take them seriously. let them flow through the mental field. Let them go. Because I'm aware of the thought cycles. I'm aware, you know, once again, when you're placing space around thought, behind thought, between thought, whatever you want to be, as long as there's space, space is awareness. Once you are aware, they fade away. You get the opportunity to choose. You get the opportunity to make a choice. One of the biggest takeaways at this point is that when you are aware of thought, when you're aware of your thought cycles, you take the thoughts less seriously, right? Because you know it's just a thought. Remember, thoughts are like any other part of life, right? When something is alive, it wants to stay alive, and it needs some sort of energy to stay alive. In terms of thoughts, that energy, right, is your unconscious attention, right? Attachment to thought unconsciously. But when you're aware of repetitive thought cycles, when you are aware that you don't need to take them seriously, then you don't give them that fuel. You don't give them that energy. At night they don't attack you, or when you're in a social situation, it doesn't feel like an attack. It just feels like a poke, and you're like, okay, you're trying to bother me, not really. Tried to get one over on me, good try. And they fade away, you know? So, number one, right? First sign, thoughts have less effect on you. They're fading away. Number two, you're not getting frustrated. Therefore, you're less attached. And number three, you're aware of repetitive thought cycles. You are aware, all right? So if you enjoyed this video, do check out my free guided meditation on observing the mind and observing emotions fade away. They will help with improving your relationship with negative thoughts. They will help in you actually seeing these 3 points that I mentioned in this video, actually seeing that be implemented into your personal life. My name is Morcie. Live in a state of gratitude. Until next time, peace.